So the Pistons season really came down to a game-winning three, defended by one of the NBA's best defenders in Asar Thompson. We're talking 6'7", 7-foot wingspan, and Jalen Brunson simply smacked a three in his face. Not gonna lie, I can't be mad at that. Mind you, if it weren't for Game 4's robbery, we might have seen a Game 7 right now.
I made contact with him. Yeah, I mean, I made contact with him. Was it legal? I don't know. We'll let the the 2 minute report say that.
But no, in all seriousness, this past season for the Detroit Pistons will be remembered as something very special for the franchise. There are some obvious reasons for this, like the crazy turnaround in performance compared to last year, literally going from just 14 wins to more than triple that at 44, or also once again having an all-star represent the team in Cade Cunningham, which they had for the first time since Blake Griffin in 2019, and then a bunch of other pluses. But beyond all of that, what sticks out to me is that a couple years from now, I see us NBA fans looking back at the 2024-25 season for the Pistons as what kickstarted their return to competitive basketball, like year over year until they eventually become real championship contenders. And I don't even think that's a hot take. Like, my guy, their best player, Cade, is just 23 years old. And then beyond him, the core group is relatively young. And probably most importantly, they seem to have found a winning formula. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about the future of this team, what's next for them, and why us NBA fans might as well go ahead and get used to seeing them in the playoffs for the foreseeable future. So yeah, man, y'all go ahead and let me know in the comments. What do you think about the Pistons? Do you actually expect them to build on this momentum into next season? Why not? And yeah, really quick here before I go any further. What's up, YouTube? Plug Speaks back with another video. If you're new, first of all, welcome. Go ahead and sub. Also like the video if you enjoy. I upload quality basketball content and we're on the grind for 6K, so I most def appreciate it. But yeah, back to the video. So when it comes to the Pistons' future, I think it's fair to say that their rise in becoming a seriously competitive team basically hinges on Cade's continued development and growth into stardom. Because yeah, we know the Pistons' performance this season was a team effort. They got quality pieces between Malik Beasley, an absolute sniper, Tobias Harris, a quality forward, Jalen Duren, a double-double demon, and the list goes on, right? But hey, bro, none of that matters if Cade isn't who he is. In the regular season, Cade was averaging 26 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds, shooting about 47% from the field and 35% from three. This man has 11 triple-doubles in his career, 9 of which came this season. Like, basically, his level of production and efficiency this year just took a major leap. And now that he's got his first playoff experience, we can only expect that he'll perform better next time around. Just scrolling on social media, I've noticed that some people believe Cade was mid in these playoffs. Some are saying he underperformed, and others are saying he was hooping. But see, if we look at the numbers here, which are pretty objective, the story says he was producing well, but inefficient. You see, in the 6 games of the series, he put up 25 points, just under 9 assists, and 8 rebounds, shooting 42% from the field and 17% from three. Now, I don't know what's going on with his 3-ball, but bro could not shoot from deep in this series. Like, he was really struggling. Outside of that, as far as scoring, he was handling business. But more importantly, Cade has to learn how to take care of the ball better. In the regular season, he was averaging 4.4 turnovers, which is already bad enough. But this rose to 5.3 in the playoffs. Like, come on, fam. As the point guard, you are responsible for organizing the offense, making things flow, and Cade does a pretty good job of this, obviously getting his teammates involved with all those assists, while also getting buckets himself. But at 5 turnovers a game, you create a situation where the positives you produce are damn near outweighed or, canceled out by how many opportunities you're giving the opponent. Like, team leaders just have too much power to be doing that, and obviously Cade is the Pistons leader. I mean, you look at a player like Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. Even though he's a free throw merchant, even though he be flopping like a fish, Versus the Pistons, he averaged just as many assists as Cade to go with just 2.7 turnovers. And so it's pretty obvious that this weakness could be a difference maker in the playoffs. But outside of that and the three-point shooting, there isn't much to critique Cade on. Like, for this to be his first playoff experience, he did his thing. Think about Game 5. He had 13 fourth-quarter points in the Knicks home court that led to there even being a Game 6 in the first place. That's clutch. And so the Pistons, they have their number one option. They know who they can build around. But then that leaves the rest of the team. And, this is where it really gets interesting. You see, every contending team usually has a clear number one and number two option. And for the Pistons, identifying that number two option is where things get sort of blurry. You see, by the end of the Pistons regular season, I'd say Malik Beasley or Tobias Harris seem like the next go-to scorer after Cade. Malik, of course, damn near led the NBA in threes for the season. And then Tobias Harris literally has the second largest contract on the team. So you're kind of forced to give him some opportunity to be that second option. However, then there's Jaden Ivey, the Pistons' young guard, just 23 years old, who went down with a leg injury 30 games into the season. But in those first 30 games, he was clearly the next best scorer after Cade. Like, he was averaging 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting an efficient 46% from the field and 40% from three. The man is capable of creating his own shot, and if he hadn't gotten injured, it would have been super interesting to see his impact on offense in this past series. Like, the Pistons offense often struggled. In this first round of the playoffs, the Pistons finished with the 8th best offense of the 16 teams. So while they were by no means terrible, they definitely could have used a little bit more help there. And so from the perspective of the Pistons front office, I don't know if they want to go shopping around in free agency, if they want to focus on trying to develop Jaden Ivey and seeing if he can be that second guy, but they must do something. And since we're already on the topic of offense here, please, y'all, do not lose your shooting. You see, apparently Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway are both unrestricted free agents this summer. And if they were to lose these two players, my goodness, I ain't saying you just reset your progress, but these guys are fundamental for their success. The offense already isn't that crazy. And so, this three-point shooting, the spacing they allow Cade Cunningham to really get in his bag is very important. So they should definitely focus on, re-signing those guys. Hopefully not giving them too much money, but, doing what you can do. And then just further prioritizing the development of Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey to become that second option if you don't land a star in the offseason. And I'm not saying they should star chase, so if it's not an obvious option, or like if they gotta overpay for somebody to be the second option, it may not be worth it, because we've seen scenarios where it doesn't work out. And so yeah, man, if they do this and just run it back, who knows how good the Pistons will be. Their coach is a dog, JB Bickerstaff. Their defenders are already on point with Asor Thompson, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart even. And so yeah, man, I'm all in on the Pistons. Not a Pistons fan, but it's hard to root against them. I won't lie to you. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna wrap this video up, but yeah, man, y'all let me know what you think about the Detroit Pistons. What do you think they will do next season? Do you feel as though they got robbed versus the Knicks? Should they be playing the Celtics on Monday? Let me know what you think, bro. But I appreciate y'all watching. Like the sub, share, sub if new, all of that. I will see y'all boys in the next one, and I'm out.